And thus we have reached the end of the journey with Behind the Duels. But while our journey may be over, for two people, their journeys are only just beginning. Behind the Duels, Sully versus Percy. And now we get to see how the organization started, basically. So, that's something you want to see when something starts, right at the end.
Or do you wish to continue living the lie?
Then again, according to the Dragon Ball Omnibus stuff, the history of Trunks came out at the end of the Dragon Ball series. Goodbye, Goku. Goodbye, Oob. Hello, Trunks. I mean, technically, timeline-wise, it comes next, but still, like, what?
Let's end this. Go, Triassica. Destroy his unformed void.
This is proof that Rank 10 Yu-Gi-Oh's theory about it being unformed void turbo was correct. The meta just being unformed
and that
void
settles
turbo.
it, folks. Despite all the overwhelming odds, Sullivan Dasher has made it through the tournament.
Well, playing an anti-Xyz card against a Synchro Duelist wasn't a good idea. Although there wasn't Xyz in the deck, so
of you for
there's
deciding
some
to
logic
sign up
to
to
it, I
the
guess.
Barian clan. Not just for the sake of Barian World, but to get our lives back. Together, we can undo all the damage Zark has inflicted.
I think that was actually an ideology, like, we're gonna go back to our home planet by drinking this arsenic. Cults are not fun things. So I guess that means I'm in! Goodbye!
Lord Minus, you care to see me in person? Now there's
Guy's own throne, huh?
Star. With edges. Congratulations, Sullivan. You have done well and more than earned your keep amongst our brethren.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Which is why it is an honor for me to say that, despite being more recently included into our cause, I believe it's appropriate of me to promote you.
A promotion? A promotion?!
This little tournament was more than just a classification test. I have been looking amongst my peers to see if one of them would be appropriate enough to become another new admin, and I believe that one last test
Sully was just a regular grunt, but now that he won the tournament, he could get the chance of being an admin.
Of such a classification. Me?
I sure hope Sully manages to get up there. He's got big shoes to fill, though.
I mean, aren't there people here who have been here much longer than I am?
Mind you, just because you know how its story ends doesn't make the journey in of itself bad. I mean, Titanic made $1 gajillion, and we all know how that story ends.
Besides, Sullivan, I have an eye for the gifted and the talented. It is a gift of my own, which I treasure to myself.
Now, if only you could... Which is why he can't see himself in a mirror. He's not a vampire, he's just talentless.
Of course, let us just hope that you live up to those expectations. Your final test will be simple. You will duel one of my existing admins. In this case, my first lieutenant, Percy. Beat him, and you will join his ranks. Very well then, my lord. I will do my best. Thank you for this opportunity.
Not your best, better than your best.
Do not thank me yet, Sullivan. Like I said, you must prove that you have this potential which I am banking on. Indeed, my
Don't tell me I'm banking on the wrong horse.
Oh, well, this should be fun.
Alright.
One more round for the tournament,
folks.
then.
Glad that you could make it back. Important announcement. Turns out, Sullivan has been given the great opportunity to become one of our newest admins. So, I hope you appreciate this bonus round we got prepared for you.
This bonus round, as most of you probably
of the
left
devil,
the arena,
here he
let's
comes
be
on
real,
stage
that
now,
was the finals.
notorious,
Most people leave the
determined,
finals.
One-eyed Willie, who's made such an impression.
Mind you, some probably
the
stuck around.
relentless Sullivan Dasher.
I'm back.
As for his opponent, it's our very own First Lieutenant, second in command, the heart and the soul of the Barian clan.
Yeah, they're all Barian clan
Percy
members. Odds are
Fisher!
Manius might be like, everyone stay in your seats. I need to speak with him.
Alright, let's give him some quiet, fellas. These two need to concentrate after all. Now, let's watch and see if this rookie has what it takes to become one of our new bosses.
I sure hope he can make it.
You know, I have heard about you, but I believe this is the first time I'm seeing you in person. To be honest, without seeing you now, I would have mistaken you for the son of Poseidon. Or perhaps a green caterpillar with red stripes. I suppose you're the one to talk with assuming names, Mr. Sullivan. Or perhaps
I
should
understood
say
both of those
James
references.
P. Sully.
And unfortunately, I was called that one a lot in school.
Oh.
Yeah.
My
Then
apologies.
again, at least they're insulting me by calling me after a good movie. Could be worse.
Look, just to let you know ahead of time, I'm not here to test your patience. I'm here to test your skills. However, before we settle this, I must ask, as I've asked almost everyone in this entire organization, what is your purpose? What is your reasoning for joining this Barian clan?
Well, I'm totally not going to be a double agent. That would be
I
your
should have
gimmick.
bothered telling you. Personal? I
Very well.
understand. Very well then. If you do not want to say your reasoning as of yet, then I won't force you to. I'll only allow you to do so when you are ready, and when the time is right. You're not like most of the other members of the Barian clan here. Compared to all the people who I dueled during the tournament, you're a lot tamer than them. Well, someone has to be the voice of reason in this organization. Because it certainly isn't Ravage. Oh, never mind. Come on then, let's settle this. Very well then. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's duel! Alright. Rookies are first, and that's me.
Alright.
I draw. Okay. I activate the spell card, Bionic Preparation. This lets me send a Bionic monster from my extra deck to the graveyard. And by doing so, I can add a Bionic monster to my hand who's a lower level. I send Technopath, the Bionic upgrade. Giving up an extra deck monster to draw a card from your deck. Ditching a Synchro monster may not seem like a viable strategy, but in the case of this deck, I can assure you it is very viable.
Very indeed.
Now,
Very
I
verily.
summon Pyrus, the Bionic Flame. His effect activates, not only letting me draw another Bionic card from my deck, but in inflicting a nasty burn onto your life points.
Burn damage is a good way to get around the
Next,
his
I
Tin
summon the
Goldfish
Tuner
deck.
monster, Accelerate
Sorry,
the
Liquid
Bionic
Leads.
Blur. And then, since there's a Synchro monster in my graveyard, I can special summon Phrygia, the Bionic Cold. Now that my pieces have been assembled, I shall tune my level 3
Going for
Blur,
Triassica
my
already.
level 4 Pyrus, and level 2 Phrygia together. I Synchro summon Chromonite, the Bionic
Oh, no.
Gem.
Chromonite instead. Alright.
Fancy.
If I'm not mistaken, that's a
Better brace
new
yourself,
one.
because he can do more than sit around and look flashy. But first, since he was summoned, Technopath still has some adjustments to do, so he'll equip to him, giving him a power boost of 1200 attack points. I'll set 2 cards face down, and that shall be all for me. For now. Your move. Not bad for a rookie, summoning a powerful Synchro monster on your first turn. However, it shall take more than an intimidating beast like that in order to pass this test.
Of course.
My turn now. Draw! Alright. I summon Liquid Lead Slug. I activate his effect, letting me draw a card. If it's a spell card, I can get rid of one of your face-down cards. Liquid Lead. Lucky for you, it isn't. But it is another monster I get to summon. I special summon Liquid Lead Swordfish, which I can do since there's a Liquid Lead monster on my field.
Alright.
However,
But they're different
its
levels.
attack and
Oh, never mind
are
then.
cut in half. But considering this is an Xyz archetype, that's
Who
not really
cares?
much of a cost.
If anything, that's a
With
plus.
these 2 monsters, I build the overlay network. I overlay my 2 level 3 monsters to Xyz summon Toxot, the liquid lead algae!
Okay.
That monster has 0 attack points.
Congratulations, you can
Why
count.
would you summon a monster that's so weak? May
He
not
said
be
after
strong,
summoning a monster with 1800 attack.
But he has a few tricks which more than make up for it. I activate his effect. By using up both his overlay units, he can summon another Liquid Lead Xyz monster from my extra deck. So long as it's the same rank as him. I choose Ponyon, the Liquid Lead Stream! Again, 0 attack points, and your monster has no overlay units.
Oi.
It won't be able to activate its effect. Never overlook a little monster. Which you shall learn the hard way in a moment. Now I use Toxot's other ability, equipping to Ponyon. That'll grant a few effects which will come into play later. But for now,
Liquid Leads don't
Ponyon,
like having attack
attack
points.
Chromanite.
They don't like having overlay units.
Don't get what you're doing. Your monster has no attack and it can't do anything against my monster. It may have an effect, but it has no means of activating it. Actually, my monster can activate its effects, since it has no overlay units. You see, when Ponyon battles a
Oh, I
monster,
guess when it meant equipped,
not
I thought
only
it became an overlay unit. I
destroyed,
meant literally like
but
spell
you
or
take
equipped
1,000
spell.
points of damage. Go, Ponyon! Electronic Nero
That's
Shock!
nice.
Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. What?
Huh?
But it's a good thing that Chromanite has an ability of his own.
Negates effect
Since
damage.
he's equipped with Technopath, he cannot be destroyed by any of your card effects. And since this is still the battle phase, Chromanite, who survived your monster's ability,
We'll try to destroy your
can go for the
monster.
throat. Go, Chromanite! Battle with Prism Blade Slash!
Nice. Ooh, that was cool.
Or so you would. However, Ponyon is immune to destruction by battle. And the ability of my
So it's like
Toxot
slicing up
negates the
marshmallow.
damage I would have taken and reduces it to 0. Effectively nullifying any costs of any surviving monsters.
Meh.
Ugh. So, this is a stalemate?
Pretty much.
Not quite. You see, Toxot has another ability since it's equipped to Ponyon. Since your monster wasn't destroyed, I can instead inflict damage equal to its original attack points.
Wait, what?
Ugh. No damage, I see. Very well then. Question. Answer. Chromanite has another special ability. If I would take any damage whatsoever, it absorbs the damage and gains 1 bionic counter.
They took counters for counters for counters for counters for counters for counters.
Oh well, I suppose it is a stalemate after all. Very clever. I place 2 cards face down and end my turn. Then it's my move! Yeah, this'll do just nicely. I summon Flirchin, the Bionic Wimp. I activate her effect. By sacrificing herself, she can attempt to take another monster out on the field with her. I choose Chromanite.
So is Walkatrout the worst alien? What do you think is the worst
Why would
alien
you try
Ben
to
10?
destroy one of your own monsters?
All opinions are
Let alone
valid.
one that cannot be destroyed by card effects.
All opinions are valid, unless your opinion is accelerated, in which case you're just wrong.
But since she failed to do so, I would normally take damage equal to Chromanite's attack. However, I'm sure you haven't forgotten about Chromanite's ability. It absorbs any damage I take and gains another bionic counter.
Okay.
So you knew that would fail.
So why do it?
You only summoned that card just to give your monster another counter. Clever. Clever idea. Thank you. Now, I activate my face down card, the Trap Bionic Awakening, letting me bring Flirchin back to the field, only to reuse its effect, destroying it, and, well, you know the rest. Now,
He's up to
Chromanite
something,
has
clearly.
3 bionic counters. And now I shall use its last special ability.
How many abilities do you
By
have?
removing
All of them.
I can destroy a card on your field for each one.
Oh.
Wipe him out, Chromanite. Spectrum Unleashed! Ah, impressive. But my Ponyon isn't going anywhere. I activate the trap card, Liquid Lead Oppression. This negates your monster's
All
effects
that for
until the end of
nothing.
the turn. Oh no! Then
I do like how they've had a back and forth back.
Liquid Lead Barricade.
They're like evenly
Now
matched.
your monster has to attack Ponyon. Ugh. Fine. Chromonite, attack Ponyon! But don't think he's going out that easily. I activate my second trap, Bionic Failsafe. This not only prevents Chromonite from being destroyed for the rest of this turn, but I get to draw one card.
You're having a really good back and forth.
Well done. But don't think you're escaping cost-free. Not this time. Since your monster doesn't have any special abilities at the moment, I can use Toxot's ability to inflict damage equal to its original attack.
Oh, jeez. And there we go, first damage.
These liquid lead monsters just don't know when to stay down. It's like trying to fight water with your bare hands. Still,
I could do that, I just won't win.
At least they're not as annoying as Pink's deck.
In the mood of giving up?
Nice little reference, I like that. Also, as Spooky did tell me, Era in that episode is still canon. It's just that it's resurged now, but everything that was in Frost and Flame, still canon.
In order to get the life I once knew back.
A detail or two might be different, but again.
So that's it. He's another one of them.
Determination.
Of the
I
strong.
like that, Sullivan. I haven't met that many people that have your ambition. I appreciate that. Thanks. Again. I set one card face down and end my turn. And Chromonite's abilities are restored to normal. Yes, my move. I draw. I banish my Liquid Lead Oppression from my graveyard to draw another Liquid Lead card from my deck.
Misspeak, it's okay.
Then I activate the
happens.
continuous spell, a Liquid Lead Hierarchy. And I use its effect right away to add another card to my hand.
Okay, that one works.
But it won't be in my hand for long, because I use my Hierarchy's other special ability. By discarding it, I can rank up my Ponyon into an entirely different Xyz monster.
Okay, now we're gonna go up
Rank
there in the power
Xyz
level.
Evolution. Appear. Rank 4. Mawana. The Liquid Lead
Another
River.
new one, alright.
A rank up Xyz, and it has
Maybe a
no
new
overlay
art.
units, which will probably mean its ability can trigger. Ah, you catch on.
Then again, this is supposed to be like a test going back and forth.
adaptable.
You know, trying to show his strength if he's willing to be an admin. Don't want to go into the instant win
Although,
quite. He's
it's
got to
good
earn
that
his way up there.
Toxot is no longer around, but not quick enough.
This isn't supposed to win, this is to
I
test
activate
his
Toxot's
skills.
ability once more, equipping to Mawana. What? You can use that ability from your graveyard as well? Indeed. Mawana, battle! Attack Chromonite! And while this round is commencing, I probably should mention my Liquid Lead Hierarchy's other ability, negating all monster effects during the battle phase. Except for my own,
Of course.
Oh, not again!
Chromonite just can't catch a break.
Well, that ain't happening. I have another trick up my sleeve. Technopath! You see, he can abandon his little creation here in order
Just
to
like in
stop
the
your
show,
monster's
Chroma
attack
Stone
with its
can't catch a
traps.
break.
And since he, at this current time, is an equip spell, technically, not a monster, this effect can still be put into play. God,
Nice.
Genetic Guard! Ooh.
Well played.
Clever. So that monster is more than just a power buff. Very well then. It's still the battle phase and your monster's ability is still negated, meaning Toxot can get another sneaky little burn off your life points.
Of course. Jeez.
Small price to pay. Only 400 life points left. I'm interested to see how you can turn this around.
As am I.
I'm done. Your move. Oh, don't worry. You will. Draw! Okay. Chromonite's clearly not going to be enough.
No, you need something new.
I'm going to need to bring in some reinforcements.
Some big reinforcements. Some
I activate the
humongous
spell card Bionic
reinforcements.
Construction. This lets me resurrect Fortune
Technopath
back
of
from my
Fortune,
graveyard.
okay.
And you already know what I'm going to do at this point. Only this
Try
time,
to use the Chrome counters again?
I think I'm going to target your monster. Interesting. But, unfortunately, the results will be no different. Mawana cannot be destroyed by card effects since it has no overlay units.
Go figure.
And, since he has no attack points either, you don't take any damage.
Oh, that's
Yes, which means no bionic counter.
good. Nah.
Unfortunate, but since bionic construction was sent to the graveyard, I get to draw a card. Yes! And it's just the card I need. I summon Gloppy, the bionic slime.
How's Goop
And I
gonna help
activate
you?
its effect. By discarding a card from
I
my
like how
hand,
you merged
I
the
get to summon a
UFO
Gloppy
with the
token.
Goop.
And since
That's
Gloppy
probably a better use of
himself
the
is a
UFO than
tuner
the show
monster,
actually used.
well, you know where this is going.
UFO, cool
I
idea.
synchro
They didn't really
summon
commit to
level
it.
8, Triassica,
They did and they
the
didn't.
bionic giant.
Now
And
he's
I
here.
activate her
The
effect.
real
By
ace.
banishing 2 bionic monsters from my graveyard, I can destroy that many cards on the field. Let's see. I'll get rid of your liquid lead barricade and your liquid lead hierarchy. Ah.
But it's still not safe to attack.
Well, I suppose there's no other choice than to activate my trap card once again.
Huh?
Bionic Awakening resurrects Flirtshin, and I'll use its ability once more. Attempting to destroy Chromonite, failing,
And getting a
absorbing
bionic
the
counter.
damage. I see what you're playing at. However, you forget that Chromonite doesn't have any protection anymore since Technopath isn't equipped to it.
That is true.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that.
Thanks for reminding me.
Thanks for
Equips.
reminding me, otherwise I might not have been able to activate this in time. Go, Bionic Implant!
Ooh.
This re-equips my monster with Technopath, giving it the boost and the protection it needs to survive. Now I use Chromonite's ability, removing its counter to destroy another card on your field. I'll get rid of Toxot. Now my life points are wide open.
Yep, let's take
Do some
advantage.
damage. Go, Triassica, attack! He's baiting me. What do? I could prevent the damage. I activate
It's coming.
his ability, destroying Triassica. Go, Flash Blood Nero Strike.
Oh, dang.
My monster may be destroyed,
But you can't do that again.
but Chromonite will keep my life points safe. Chromonite, Prism Blade Slash!
That
Very
Chromonite's
well
really
done.
coming in clutch.
However, you won't be able to get to my life points that easily.
Huh?
I have banished my liquid lead swordfish from my graveyard. By doing so, your monster's attack is reduced to 0 until
Oh,
the end.
come
of
on!
the turn. And that means
Monsters with 0
Yep,
attack points can't
another
destroy each
stalemate.
other in battle.
this duel's been mostly
I'm looking-
nothing but stale.
Unless they look at precursors on the field, then he says F that shit.
I'm enjoying where this is going.
I am too. They're having a legitimately great back and
Alright,
forth. It's like the
you
techniques
win
made
this round.
perfectly to counter each other.
Your move. I couldn't agree more. However,
Like Percy may have the lead, but it feels like Sully
I
can
can't
steal it
keep
any
this
second.
duel going forever, even if I wanted to. Now then, let's wrap this up, shall we? To start my turn, I summon Liquid Lead Hermit Crab. I activate its effect. When it's summoned, I get to add a Liquid Lead card from my graveyard to my hand. I choose my Liquid Lead Hierarchy. I'll activate that, which will let me draw another Liquid Lead card from my deck. Then, I discard a card from my hand in order to rank up my monster once more. Rank up exceeds evolution. Appear, Streamus, the Liquid Lead Lake!
Nice.
Bloody routine again. Yes, but unfortunately, I'm not stopping there.
Oh, great.
I still have one last
The other
thing
one
I'd
was a
like
new
to
one. I
bring
thought it
out.
might have been Altart,
If
but
you
nope.
would be
New monster.
interested in seeing it.
He's gonna go into his instant win.
Alright, sure, I'll buy it. What do you have in mind of showing me? Well, I believe my hermit crab here should kinda reveal what exactly I'm planning to do here. But,
Not really.
you know the old saying, show, don't tell. Or, in the case of this duel, show and tell, but let's not worry about that. I banish my hermit crab in order to use its last ability.
Rank
in order
up.
to set a rank up magic spell
Uh-oh.
card from my deck. And then I immediately activate
Barian
Go.
Force.
Rank up magic, Barian's Force!
Great.
Rank up what? I take it
What do
this
you
is the
mean you
first
didn't
time
know?
we're seeing the power of Barian World in person. Well,
He's joined the
I
club.
make a
He
very
knew
good
about
first
it, but he's never
impression
seen
of the
himself.
abilities which you will gain once you join the higher-ups. Now,
If
I
you
rank
join the
up my
higher-ups.
monster. Go, Chaos Xyz Evolution. Appear, rank 6, King Redwave, the Liquid Lead Ocean. What in the name of Raw is that thing?
My instant win!
For you. Now, in order to remedy the problem of my monster having an overlay unit, or a Chaos overlay unit, I activate the spell card Torpedo Takedown.
He really has been using all this without his field spell. He's doing this on hard mode.
Well, gives it 400 attack for every card in my hand, and inflicts 400 damage to you. Not if Chromonite has anything to say about it.
Yeah, because he only has 400 life points left.
King Redwave can finish the job himself. Battle! And when King Redwave battles, he destroys all of your monsters and deals you damage equal to their combined attack. Since he's battling my monster, his hierarchy will negate the effects.
Yep.
But it won't negate my Technopath! It won't need to. Like I said, King Redwave is more than enough to do all the work himself, since he is unaffected by all of your card effects. Wipe out his field and put an end to this duel. Poseidon's blood!
It's gone. And now the blood's coming for you! Come here!
So, this is the power that the Barian clan has to offer. Not bad. However, I ain't done yet.
He's still got life points.
What? Do you remember the card that I discarded thanks to Gloppy's effect? That was my Conductoid, the Bionic Charger. And since this monster's in my graveyard, it can reduce the damage I
don't know what
taken
one
to
that
0.
one is. It's that
Also,
stupid
at the
goop
end of the
thing
turn,
at the end of the
I get to
series.
summon my charger to the field. So I get a free monster. Alright, I'm alright with that. Unfortunately though, you won't be able to bring out another Synchro monster from your extra deck. You know why?
Redwave's
This is
effect.
one other thing I probably should mention about King Redwave.
You can only
A few other
Xyz
things,
summon.
actually. Because I'm nice. Not only does it prevent you from summoning anything but Xyz monsters from your extra deck, but if you do not attack during your next turn, I automatically win the duel. What? Just like that?
Yep.
Yep. No pressure. I end my turn. No pressure. My extra deck is limited, and if I don't attack...
You
that
do
turn,
have
I
one
lose.
Xyz, though. Although, given that you don't know what a Chaos Xyz is in Barian Force, we know he doesn't have this ultimate boss monster.
So, ready to bring things to a curtain call, are we? You bet. Now, it's the start of a new turn, and Charger gets to come to the field. Next, I activate Bionic Awakening's ability once more.
Monster Reborn.
This time, I bring Triassica back to the field.
Okay.
Triassica? And not Chromonite. For one good reason, which you'll see in a bit. Now, I summon Dark Grepher from my hand.
Dark Grepher. That's an interesting
And then
pick.
I activate the effect
That
of my
fits.
Conductor. By targeting another dark monster on my field, it becomes the same level as that monster.
Okay.
I choose Dark Grepher.
So you're gonna go into a rank
I think
4
you know where
then?
this is going. Oh, yes I do.
So it has more than
I
just his
thought
rank
Synchro
8.
user like yourself would have Xyz monsters. Well, if I'm joining a clan that bases itself around ranking up Xyz monsters, then
It only fits. Makes
I might
sense.
as well.
If you can't
Said
beat
I
him,
was adaptable
join
earlier.
him.
So prepare to see what I can really do. I overlay my 2 level 4 monsters to Xyz summon Brainiac, the Bionic Mastermind.
Hello,
Now
Ultimate
that he's
Grey
made his
Matter.
presence known, I shall use Technopass to equip and upgrade him. Since he's upgraded this way, he prevents my monsters from being targeted, and the 1200 attack boost he gets to share with Triassica as well.
Nice.
And just to make sure that my victory here is absolute, I'll use Triassica's ability once more. Banishing a monster from my graveyard to destroy your liquid lead spell once again!
Goodbye and good riddance.
Well, it doesn't matter. all that effort you put into rearranging this army is going to go to waste anyhow. We'll see about that. Triassica, let's do some damage! Attack King Red Wave! And King Red Wave does his thing. Go! Obliterate his legion!
Brainiac's effect activates.
What? Sorry, but my mastermind is here for a reason.
I got both a gray
I
matter
activate his
and
special
a
ability.
Brainiac from DC
By using
reference.
up any number of his overlay units, I can prevent my bionic monsters, each of my bionic monsters, from being destroyed.
Which means your burn doesn't go through. He has the opportunity to stop this,
Alright then.
but chooses against it.
Well done. Allow me to be the first
Again,
to welcome you.
this duel
as
to
an
show his
admin
skills
of
and what he can
Barian
do
clan.
and his potential.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I would love to accept that little speech. Especially since I didn't get the chance to show my appreciation for your skill. But I just have to do one more thing first. And that's have Triassica attack King Red Wave and end this duel! Triassic Tremor!
Here comes the end! Punched right through it. There is also the detail that he might have held back in that card, just be like, well, I don't want to have a bunch of great admins, like unstoppable ones. Better throw in some ones that can be beaten. Not to say he's a weak duelist, absolutely not. I'm not saying he's not a great duelist. I'm merely saying, you know, there has to be some that can be beaten. Plus, it doesn't let any admins, and this can look bad for -2.
Thanks, my lad.
But anyway, good show of sportsmanship for Sully helping him back
That
up.
was a match.
It's one hell of a showdown. They were equally matched and worthy of each other's
I can't tell you
time,
how
I
thankful
guess.
enough
They were a worthy fight.
I get this opportunity to help make things right again. When I found out the truth, I thought that my perspective on the world would never be the same again, but now I realize that this is the perfect opportunity to restore things to the way they should be. To restore the lives that me and most of the people here had. Yes. Hopefully, with our forces growing stronger and stronger every day, we can restore the world and the peace that we once knew. And we can finally live the lives we're supposed to. Indeed. Thank you, Sullivan. Thank you for such a fine match. And welcome to the Brethren.
Welcome. You earned
Welcome,
it here.
Percy. It will be an honor to duel alongside you. For the world we once knew and the world that we're trying to restore. For Barian World!
For Barian World! I sure hope we don't all get wiped out at the end of the season. That would stink. No, he's a double agent. It's, well, he knows what he's doing.
Lord Minos, you've summoned me here? Yes, for one curious reason.
He has the footage. Yep, he knew.
You were confirming a hunch. Liquid lead jellyfish, right? That would have allowed you to negate the effects of one of his monsters. You used that any time during the end of the duel, and you probably could have won. But you didn't use it. By your instructions, of course, Liege, but if you don't mind me asking, why? Why I commanded you to allow him to win?
So it was him that gave a whisper in the ear.
So I didn't lose out on the opportunity to gain such a very loyal ally. Well,
So what my theories are about Percy were baloney. He just wanted another admin that was easy to manipulate.
But why him? We've hosted tournaments like this before, and you've rejected many. What's so special about Sully?
Because he's too lost in his ways. And he will do anything to get his old life
Percy,
back.
when I found that man, he was broken. He was at his last stand. A stand of which where he had abandoned all hope. by taking him in, giving him this feeling that he can finally make a right with the world, that he could finally make sense of the lost memories, that he could finally regain the life that he had before. It was the perfect opportunity to secure him as a loyal admin, one which would follow our directions without question. And besides, out of all the duelists here that shared the same fate as him,
I could see through his very eye that he was the most broken.
he would be a perfect...
He doesn't just want
partner to
admin.
convince
He
others
wants a
like him to
pawn
join
on his
our
chess
cause.
game. A
Every
knight that
brethren,
will do what he
every
wants,
clan
no matter
needs
what.
a voice, and his is perfect. I see. Very, very clever, my liege, using his motivations and emotions like that. I'm sure he will make a very loyal ally. I suppose a little bit of the old me is shining through, isn't it? I always had a keenness for manipulation. Although
Even
at
he
this
admits
time,
it's manipulation.
to back it up in case it won't be enough. Pardon? Nothing. Now, moving on to other subjects. You better return to your post undercover. I believe you've been here for too long. Oh, and one more thing. Whenever you return, I would like you to take Sullivan under your wing. You're to ease him into the life of an admin. Is that
Which means
clear?
that Sully was a new recruit when we saw him in Season 2.
As you wish.
They should have seen this at the beginning of Season 2. Nah,
Barian world.
we can botch around with the timeline a little bit. If I was doing this in chronological order, I'd be like freaking Season 2, Episode 1, then we get like Hat Behind the Duel or somewhere, and then like Season 2, Episode 7 or something, I don't know. Anyway, many months later... Don't do anything stupid.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't do more to help you when you need it most, my friend. Especially since all of your efforts in the end were for naught. But I assure you, everything will be alright. I hope wherever you have ended up, you find happiness and peace. And within God's good time, when I am ready to join you up there in the stars, I hope that we will welcome each other with open arms. Rest now, my friend. Rest. To my love to long ago, to days yet to come.
So Percy had a lost love that he, well, at least a friend that he cared about deeply that most likely got carded, which means they're effectively dead. And he's throwing away the past, I guess, just to try and honor their memory. That's how I'm looking into it that way. Anyway, but dang, it was a good ending too. And this whole episode's great. I love the duel, the back and forth that they had. Felt like an equal match. Everyone could steal it at any second. Anymore, just like, even though you knew Sully was going to win in the end, it still felt like Percy might like pull up the upset. Again, it's one of those, like, we know how this story is ending, but it doesn't make the journey any less entertaining. I like the little, the reason why Minus actually hired Sully, just because you're easy to manipulate. I'll tell you whatever, I'll tell you anything and you'll believe me. It's a true, he even admits I'm manipulating him. It just really shows the depravity of him. Just He doesn't care about anyone but himself as long as he gets his goal in the end. Evil. But you guys just deserts and everyone else did too, so... This kind of made it kind of tragic, though. I mean, as backwards as Sully's mythology is, you can understand it to an extent just, I want my old life back, but that's not how time works, sadly. It's a tragic tale, but one we all must learn. You can't turn back the clock, no matter how badly you want to. And in the end, Sully does the one thing that he, well, can't take back. If he can't win, why live? But, anyway, hey, he was one hell of an epic duel out of it, and, yeah. I don't think I'm going to count the Unformed Void because it just falls in the category of attack! I lose! There's no combos. But that one, yeah, Sully earned that one fair and square. Even although that jellyfish probably could have cost him the duel, I imagine Sully might have one last trick up his sleeve, but odds are no, he was just going to die. The last trick is like a 1% and he was going to lose 99% sort of thing. Which, oddly, that happens... I'm not going to say a lot in Unleashed. It does not happen a lot, but there's one or two scenarios. It happens more than once. This isn't the only time we'll see that, let's just say. We might see it after them done with these two parts. I don't know when I'm going to do the Heartland Dojo stuff. I want to get to Season 3 at some point. Figure that out later, I guess. Maybe we'll do Heartland Dojo after these two. I'm planning out loud again. Anyway, yeah, damn good duel. I love the characterization, too. Like, Percy knowing that he's on the wrong side, but he's got to do what he has to stay undercover. And Sully just trying to rise up in the ranks because he thinks this is the right way, but it's not working out. And then just having a genuine back and forth, and I feel like a level of respect for each other. Even proved by the helping them up at the end. Like, these two do respect each other. So yeah, excellent duel, good villain versus villain duel, and great episode overall, especially with that last moment with Percy, giving him some extra characterization. That was good too. So overall, great episode, and I'm glad I checked it out. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, see you all next time, later.